We're streaming and audio in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to episode 190. Like, oh my God. It still says it on the outline. I fucked up the outline. Welcome to episode 97 of the Degenerates Clubhouse. And we got a lot of stuff packed in this episode. A lot of segments, none of them that long. So you know what, Mondo? Let's not fuck around.
Okay.
Let's not dilly-dally. Let's not tarry. Let's not... Oh, yeah, hold on. This is kind of productive. Fuck. Let's get right into Degenerate News.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was waiting for your usually do a little theme song. Your own little like
Degenerates man. Oh no, wait, that's Florida man. Degenerates news.
All right, we're gonna take this whole thing from the top. Welcome to episode 97 of the Degenerates Clubhouse, and we're gonna jump right into Degenerate News. Here we go. Oscar Mayer announced Thursday it would sell a hot dog flavored popsicle in a handful of U.S. cities. The, quote, cold dogs will be approximately half the length of a normal Oscar Mayer wiener.
I get it, because they're cold. This past Thursday, August 26th, was Women's Equality Day. When Reach for Comment, men's rights activists conceded that this isn't fair, and we should give them at least a full week of being equal. What the fuck? Oh, Jesus.
That is unfair. They only get one day? This is a travesty. President Joe Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act of 2022 into law on August 16th. The legislation includes large investments in making healthcare and prescription drugs more affordable, fighting climate change, and taxing wealthy corporations. But most importantly, it's going to give me a $2,000 rebate on the heating and cooling unit for my new house. Let's fucking go. Thanks, Joe Biden. But actually, thank you. Usually when I say that, it's sarcastic, but this is the first time I've had cause to actually say that sincerely. Thanks, Joe Biden.
Biden announced that he will be using executive action to implement a broad student loan forgiveness initiative that will wipe out $10,000 in federal student loan debt for borrowers earning less than $125K per year. The plan will also wipe out $20K in debt for borrowers who were recipients of the Pell Grant. For borrowers who have finished paying their loans of it in the last 5 years, the plan will also provide $400 million in Circuit City gift cards. Sweet. So I guess I'm getting some Circuit City gift cards. Excellent.
I thought about that one for a while, and I was like, what would be the ultimate fuck you to someone who would just finished paying off their loans? Here you go. Here's the $1,000 in Circuit City gift cards.
I literally fall in that category. I just paid them off middle of last year.
Were you a Pell Grant recipient?
I think so. Who knows?
I feel like you probably would have been.
Yeah, but again, all my debt's been paid off. So,
Japan's National Tax Agency has launched a contest calling for business partners to get young people to drink more alcohol. When Reach for Comment, experts in the United States asked, "Have you tried implementing the college fraternity system?"
Yeehaw! Missouri School District has decided to reinstate corporal punishment in its classrooms, allowing students to be punished with a paddle under new policy. The school board approved the policy in June and notified parents that Missouri's Cassville School District is bringing back the spanking, a disciplinary measure abandoned by the district in 2001. The new policy coincides with a 400% uptick in bad behavior in the classroom belonging to female teachers ages 25 and younger.
Get it? Because it's like they're like being kinky. Dude, wait, the wildest part to me of that whole thing was they only got rid of that in 2001.
Yeah.
So had we gone to school in Missouri, I mean, we could have gotten our asses paddled.
Yep. I mean, we still ended up getting our asses paddled, but for different reasons.
Hey, Mondo, don't tell about our vacation.
Vacation?
What happens in the fishing lodge stays in the fishing lodge.
Oh, okay.
When a Hartford, Connecticut woman, Teresa Beatty's mother, died 2 years ago, the state of Connecticut put a lien on the Stanford home she and her siblings inherited. It said she owed $83,762 to cover the cost of her 2.5-year imprisonment for drug crimes. The tax is part of the state's come again policy in which criminal offenders get fucked twice.
Whoa. Holy shit. South Koreans are having so few children that their country had the world's lowest fertility rate in 2021, even lower than the preceding year in which the nation also came in dead last. South Korean women averaged 0.81 births during their lifetime in 2021, the sixth straight year of decline, says Statistics Korea. In a humanitarian effort, the United States has offered to send South Korea as many Mexican immigrants as they need.
I mean,
why Mexican immigrants?
You know what? When I wrote it initially, I just said Nick Cannon.
I was gonna say or Nick Cannon would have worked. Just say it could be brothers too.
It could have been, and the reason I changed it to Mexican immigrants because I was like, everyone makes the Nick Cannon has a lot of kids joke, and I was like, but you were going to be reading the question,
yeah,
and that's why I switched it to Mexican immigrants because I think the Mexican immigrants could bring up the birth rate. I think they could do it.
Perhaps.
I mean, Mondo, if you were like, I just have to fuck just a ton of K-pop stars, I'll do it to save your country.
K-pop.
And finally, according to a recently unsealed FBI affidavit, the search of former President Donald J. Trump's Florida home was spurred by the discovery that he had kept classified material related to the use of human sources in intelligence gathering, aka he had like the whereabouts and info on the whole spy network. And I just want to flash back to last episode where Mondo basically asked why they keep messing with President Trump. Mondo, can you play the audio from that clip?
There, I played it.
Okay, here, I'll just do a dramatic recreation. Why do they keep messing with Donald Trump? That was basically what he said. I took a little creative license there. And when I thought about it, it would be akin to if one of the Florida men we cover is like, I don't get it. Why do the cops keep messing with me? Like, all I did was I robbed a 7-Eleven and I stole a pickup truck in the parking lot. I crashed it into a tractor trailer with macaroni and cheese, spilling macaroni and cheese over the highway. I ran into a residential neighborhood. I broke into someone's house. I took a bath in their jacuzzi, left a giant shit, and then went running down the neighborhood. Cops, why do you keep messing with me? And the cops are like, sir, can you please put some pants on? Like, that would be the equivalent of it. And just to translate that whole thing into like actual like Trump logic, it'd be Trump's being like, why do people keep messing with me? All I did was ask for a foreign adversary to hack my political opponent, which they then did. Oh, he did it on national television, which they then did 5 hours later. And then when the FBI was like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? And started investigating, he immediately fired the FBI director because he thought that would stop the investigation, which led to, you remember the Mueller report? You brought that up? Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
It led to the Mueller report, which led to more than 30 indictments, 7 people going to jail.
Aaron came really prepared for this one.
Oh no, because
he was looking forward to. Can you tell, listeners? Can you tell he had this all like this whole monologue?
I did
thought up well in advance. Like he had to have super ammo this time around.
Well, it's because last time I was like, you know what, this is gonna get really convoluted if I don't have all the facts straight.
Yeah.
So it's like if I'm gonna go into this, let me at least do it in a structured format. So anyhow. 7 people went to jail, and then there is a Department of Justice policy that they cannot prosecute a sitting president, and to prosecute him, Congress would have had to remove him, and all the Republicans like, well, no, we're good. We think one of them literally said, we think he learned his lesson, and then. And then he's like, he didn't learn his lesson, and he tried to blackmail a foreign country into saying they were investigating Joe Biden by withholding military aid to them. And the foreign country was like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with you? Go away. And the country that he was threatening to withhold military aid from was Ukraine, which, like, holy shit. And now when he left the White House, he just fucked off with like tons and tons of classified documents, and then the government was just like, hey, could you please give this back to us? And he said no, and they're like, okay, fine, we're gonna get a subpoena. And then when they got a subpoena, he's like, fine, I'll send them back to you, but he only sent some of them and kept 700 pages, which included apparently all the intel on the whole U.S. spy network and the FBI was like, bro, what the fuck? And then they went and got him. And it's like, why do they keep messing with him? I don't get it. Just leave him alone. Let him do his like little like crimes and grifts in peace. And if he wants to keep info on our entire spy network in the basement of his golf club, I think he should be able to. That's what I'm trying to say.
Aaron's 4-minute monologue. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you find entertainment in that little soapbox that Aaron did there. Moving on.
Florida man, causing mayhem when he can. Driving drunk as a rule. Alligators in his pool. Look out! Here comes the Florida man.
Oh, he does it better than me. That's the best. I gotta go back to. Oh, that's how I do that. Technical difficulties. Florida man. Police say man allegedly tried to purchase young girl from parents for $100,000 at a grocery store.
Which, I mean, you can just make them. You don't have to buy them.
Yeah. Florida man also allegedly attempted to buy a parent's 8-year-old daughter from a Walmart in 2018 for $200,000.
Jesus.
How do you have that much money and just not get a fucking hooker? Anyway, excuse me.
So we're assuming he wanted it for like sexual.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know why. It's just gross. Anyway, Florida police say that the man allegedly tried to purchase a young girl from her parents at a grocery store for $100K. The original incident happened in August 16th at the Port Orange Winn-Dixie grocery store from when Helmuth Kolb allegedly attempted to purchase the child away from her parents, according to the Port Orange Police Department. Police opened an investigation into the incident after the parents notified them about the incident. Kolb was arrested on August 25th and taken to Volusia County Branch Jail, according to the police. Is that picture there the picture of the guy?
Yes, I believe so.
Holy shit. He looks like what's the coach for the Patriots? Bill Belichick? He looks like Bill Belichick, like aged like maybe like another 15 to 20 years. Like he's
and got hit in the face with a bag of quarters.
Yeah.
Like, this guy looks like he's about 147 years old, and his name is Helmuth Kolb.
Helmuth Kolb.
Jesus. I mean, yeah, if you're just picturing like creepy old guy, you've probably got a fairly accurate image of this gentleman in your head.
Police also said that Kolb, I like how they misspelled it in the second time they spelled it Klob. I think it's funnier with Klob. Police say that Klob, who is a registered sex offender, is on probation for similar issues and is not allowed to have any contact with minor children. Mr. Kolb should have simply stuck to just grocery shopping. Thanks to our SIU, security something, I don't know, investigation, I don't know. Mr. Kolb did receive a complimentary ride in one of our air-conditioned police cars and a free stay at Hotel 92, which is Volusia County Branch Jail. The man allegedly went up to a woman in 2018 at a Walmart store and offered $200K to buy her 8-year-old daughter, according to Fox 35. Jesus, like, I don't know, like, do you think this guy's from like a different country where that, like, kind of like you know, I know Borat likes to make fun of Kazakhstan, like, I might see shit like that. Like, do you think that guy comes from one of those weird Euro countries where like buying children is acceptable?
But see, if he did, I feel like he could have gotten a much better deal in Eastern Europe. I mean, in Kazakhstan, I think $200K could get you at least 4 or 5 girls. So, the question,
and a couple of sheep.
he may be a pedophile, but he's also a terrible businessman.
No, I know. What it's just creepy to think. Like I said, just for anybody to think like it's okay in their, like, at some point that thought has entered in their mind, like it's okay for me to approach a complete stranger and offer to buy their kid. Like he doesn't think he's doing something wrong. You know what I mean? He's done it before. He's gotten arrested, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'll do it again." Just guy doesn't learn after the first time around, I guess.
And the other part is he came down like what was the difference? The first girl he's like 200,000. The other one he's like not as pretty.
No, the other one, the most recent one was 10 years old. So he's like, too old. Like knocks $100,000 off the face value of a kid.
I mean, yeah. If I was that kid's parents, one, I mean, I'd be furious. This creepy old fuck who I see he is 85 years old and he looks every bit of 200. Tried to buy their kid, and I would be furious, and I'd also be kind of insulted. I'm like, she's worth at least $150K.
Jesus,
you fucker.
Gross. Yeah, it's just pretty fucked up. The people out there exist. Another thing is like the fact that this guy's a pedophile does not like for someone to be able to have that kind of money to throw around is kind of like like this guy's obviously successful at something in his life that he's got that kind of money just throw around and attempt to buy kids.
Or that's the other part. Does he actually have that money?
I don't know.
Like this guy clearly does not have all his mental faculties about him. Maybe in his plan he's like, yeah, I'll just tell them I'll give them 100,000 and then they give me the kid and I pay them in Monopoly money or whatever. And like I don't think there's like a real clear, concise like he's like, yeah, we'll go to Bank of America. I'll get you a money order. Like I don't think there was like a real clear plan of action where he had this worked out.
He's like, hey, guess what? Biden just canceled my student loan debt, and I'm getting $100K in gift cards to Circuit City. I'll trade those in for your kid. Anyway, that was it for Florida Man. Moving on to the world of AskReddit. Aaron.
Yeah.
What is incorrectly perceived as a sign of intelligence?
Talking fast. That's the main one.
Yeah.
That I could think of. Because there's some people where they'll speak incredibly quickly and blah, 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 and usually they have kind of high-pitched voices. And it's almost like you have to listen back to them at 0.5 speed. And then you realize, their brain is capable of making language very quickly, but the things that they're saying are fuck all stupid.
Yeah.
And it's easy to miss because they're talking so quickly.
Yeah, I think that's I tend to disagree with like half of what this dude says. I'd say half the time, but that guy Ben Shapiro, he's renowned as like kind of a politically intelligent kind of guy that's more on the conservative leaning side, but I think sometimes that guy goes 100 miles per hour, and like I am admittedly a little bit slow in the brain, so it takes my brain like a little minute to process the shit he's saying, and then like I'm like, oh yeah, no, I don't.
He cracks me up. I can't listen to him for extended periods of time, mostly because I find his voice very annoying. But this is his style of argument. He will start with a false premise, and then immediately say 8 billion things to distance himself from that, and it'll sound logical.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the key word with Ben Shapiro. He'll say, let's say, and he'll be like, and the let's say thing won't make any sense, but then everything else that comes from that will make sense if you don't notice that the first thing he said was complete bullshit.
It's kind of a tactic that a lot of politicians use. I think it's not just him; it's both on left and right. But he's just an easy target for me to point out because he's like on the forefront of that like political bullshit. I think, and this is just my opinion, that IQ, like the intelligence quotient test, is also kind of like it could be kind of deceiving. Like I think you can test
culturally biased, man. I
think you can test high IQ, but doesn't necessarily mean, because you also need to have like just kind of common sense to balance that high IQ, and in some cases people with high IQs, they lack common sense, and people would otherwise think, oh, you're very smart because you tested well or whatever, or you can speak well, or you got degrees or whatever. Also, let me piggyback that. I think having a college degree is also one of those things. And by the way, Aaron and I are both college educated, so we're not quote unquote dummies. But I think it's perceived that if you have a college degree, you're automatically smart, and I don't think that's the case. I just think that having a degree just means you've put in the time in school to get a piece of paper and and say that you've otherwise gotten an education. But
and to piggyback even further off of that, I thought being a doctor meant you were intelligent.
Oh no.
No. Yeah, no. It means that you are really good with sleep deprivation, and you're not afraid of tons of student debt. But that's it, right? Like, because I thought, oh well, surely it must be so hard to get through medical school that if you make it, then you're smart.
Yeah.
Not the case. And because do you know the old joke about that, Mondo?
It's like a Jewish thing, kind of. Is it?
I don't I don't think it's
No, because there's a joke that says like, oh, my son's a doctor or my son's an attorney or something. I don't know, but it's like a Jewish mother. Like, anyway, never mind. I can't retell the joke anyway. So.
Yes, I know that joke. No, it's not that one.
Okay.
It's Mondo. Do you know what they call the person who graduates dead last from medical school?
Oh, they're still a doctor. Yeah.
They called him doctor.
Yeah. You can have a very just get a C. It's like you could be a C student and get in doctor school, whatever. You're still a doctor.
There were people who went to Whittier College where it just made me sad.
Oh,
because I was like, oh, they're gonna have the same degree as me.
I absolutely that same thing. Not to say I think I'm like the smartest person. That there's definitely people way more intelligent. They could do a lot more shit. But like there's a lot of other people that are like, oh motherfucker, this guy got a degree. Like the same piece of paper I'm getting, this guy or girl is like, they're just giving these things away these days,
And I bet that fucking idiot was so slow at paying off their student loans, they probably just got the $200K break.
They defaulted 75 times. Let's see what some of the Redditors have had to say to that. User CthulhuBot666 writes, people seem to think that if you are rich with a good job, you must be smart. Generally speaking, I've only met one rich person I could consider smart. The rest, oof. I seriously wonder how some of these people pass grade school. That is true. I think people that have wealth, like or work, like have like a high position in their company, people assume like, oh, they must be there because they're very smart. That has very little to do with it. There's so much political maneuvering in a corporation that has done that. That, let's just say, helps grease the wheels. You don't have to be the smartest guy. You don't have to be the best decision maker. You just got to kind of know what to say, who to say it to, and when to say it. And
well, I mean, Elon Musk, I don't know if he still is, but he was the richest man in the world. And it's like he started with this huge trust from his parents.
Yeah.
Or wasn't, there's this whole like self-made billionaire thing rarely ever happens. Usually there is some family money or at the very least opportunity that allows that to happen.
Yeah.
Like that was the thing with there's a book called Outliers, and they're talking about Bill Gates. Like Bill Gates didn't come from money like Elon Musk did. Obviously, guy's extremely wealthy, but he just so happened to grow up next to a college. So like as he was like, a middle school, high school kid, this college had like one of the most advanced computer labs in like the whole world.
Yeah.
And he could just go in there at night and access it as a high school student and learn all that shit, where it's like, that's great. But had he not happened to live right next to that place, he probably doesn't become Bill Gates.
Yeah. There's a lot we could dive into that. And I won't go into it. Let's read another answer.
Instead, here's the thing: if he hadn't lived next to that computer lab, instead of being able to go to like super rich person pedophile island, he would have had to just be offering $200K in grocery stores for kids. Just like a common sort of rich man. I almost got you.
No. I get it. User Recreational Parks writes, silence. I've been told so many times that I'm thoughtful and a deep thinker, but really I can't figure out what to say. LOL. Yeah, sometimes you just kind of sit there quiet and like people like assume
I don't think they think he's that smart.
Yeah, well sometimes I think when you blurt out whatever comes across your brain, it makes you sound stupider. So sometimes just being like mute like can hide the fact that you're an idiot, Last one, I'll read. It's a long one. Actually, let's not go to the long one. Let's read another short one. User Richard DEC writes, wealth. Edit, thank you for the gold and silver. I'm so rich. Therefore, I am smart. SMRT, smart. Yeah, pretty much what you were saying earlier about, people coming from people. If you happen to be living in a pretty well affluent area, your opportunities are going to be better, and you have the opportunity to be a more intelligent person. That's just how the cookie crumbles.
Yeah, even if you're not affluent, but you just go to school with rich kids,
Mm-hmm.
like I forget what the numbers were, but like that person's like future earnings go up by something exponential. Just being around rich people.
Being around rich people, seeing how the wealthy interact and how they, their families are and everything. And
Yeah, well, and how they think, and like, because I think the idea of like buying land and doing real estate deals or like trading stocks or things like that aren't that foreign to a high school kid who's got a really rich family. But like, I would have never fucking thought to do any of that myself in a million years when I was in high school. And I even had money where I could have done that through nefarious gains, but let's not talk about that.
It's not nefarious. It's funny. Reddit question number 2. What would be some social norms if a guy's penis was fully erect 24/7?
Okay, this is what I immediately thought of. We've talked about it before in the podcast, but when we were in college, there was this event that our fraternity threw called Erotic City. And it was basically like just sexy Halloween, but without any of the pretense. It's like you don't have to dress as like a slutty cat. You can just dress as a slut.
Yes, pretty much.
And I remember there was one guy who came wearing these like underwear where the underwear looked like it was an elephant's head, and there was a big trunk right at the crotch, and there'd be like a whole line of designer, and like I don't know if it would all be animal, but there'd be like elephants and anteaters and just all kinds of things like that. And I do remember our fraternity brother Matthew Remkowitz wore a similar sort of underwear. And I'm being completely serious. It wasn't an animal. I can't tell you what it was because whatever it was so fucking horrific. I remember thinking like, I'm going to block this out of my memory. And apparently I did. Because I just remember having that conversation with myself where I'm like, I'm going to erase this from my memory somehow. Like when I think back on this night, I will not remember this. And thank God it worked. It's like, like those trauma survivors who have like amnesia of the event.
My favorite part of those parties was that even the bookwormy girl you would never otherwise imagine to like see in skimpy, scantily clothing, even they would be a good degree more risque in what they wore. Like maybe they'd wear like very thin lingerie with like a bra underneath or something like that. But they would push the boundary. That was always a fun event. So anyway, what was your answer really about the social norm with guys?
No, I just said it. Like there would be like a whole line of like that like elephant underwear.
You think people would just wear that every day?
Yeah. If you're erect, why not? I mean, it would be because like everyone knows like you've got a boner. It's just how the anatomy. So fashion would sort of work its way around that, figuratively and literally.
If social norms of a guy's penis is fully erect 24/7. I don't know. I think it'd be. I don't know. At the direction things are going, I think maybe it'd be socially acceptable for guys to like either give themselves a handy or receive a handy like more out in the open. Like, don't mind me. I'm just relieving this. I'm just getting rid of this. I don't want to walk around with.
Except it doesn't go away.
It's got to go away after jerking it.
No, it says 24/7.
Oh wow!
Not 23.5/7.
What would be? I guess, and then you'd have you'd just take days off of work just to bang all day, just to like kind of. Like I have to have that one day of the week where even though I'm gonna have a boner anyway, I still gotta I gotta release this tension for a little bit, and I'm gonna need some time off.
So we go to the mandatory 4-day work week. So it's like, of course, like you normally have Saturday and Sunday off, and then it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday you work, and then it's like happy fuck day.
Yeah. Or do you think like how like there's this big old movement for women, like the women that want to be braless, like free the nipple or whatever that fucking this cause that these chicks are trying to go for. Like, do you think there'd be like a men's cause that would be like no underwear, like nope, I just want to walk around with my fucking flagpole up all day? You think there'd be like a men's rights activist group that would like counter that would use the nipple thing as like a counter to that?
Well, see, that's the reality though. Is like men will just do whatever the fuck they want.
Uh-huh.
Like they don't need an act. That's the thing that's kind of funny about men rights activists. It's like we've got all the rights. We've got all of them, and we can and historically have done whatever the fuck we want. So I don't think you need like a whole cause. I think if that made it more comfortable, men would just do it, and there really wouldn't be too much pushback.
Let's see what some of the Redditors have to say. User Jazzadar writes, swimming would be slower and massage tables would have 2 holes.
That's a good one.
Yeah, the massage tables would have to have like a hole for your face and a hole for your boner. User Squeaky_Ben.
A hole for your head and a hole for your other head.
User Squeaky_Ben writes, why aren't you erect? Something the matter? Instead of why are you, you'd be more of like hey, you got a boner. Are you okay?
You get called on in class in middle school, and then you're really embarrassed because you're limp.
Oh, shit.
Everyone's like, oh my God, what's wrong with this kid?
User Planet Number 7 writes, all men's sports become extreme sports. I don't really get that one. Does that mean you're just going to suck? Like if you get tackled and like you're...
Yeah, I think the
Donger?
stakes have been raised, so to speak.
Got it.
I mean, here's another one, Mondo. I would have joined the basketball team instead of wrestling. It's like it was.
I'd play tennis instead of anything else.
Yeah, you got used to like the spandex and everything in wrestling, but I think that's one step too far.
Yeah. Last one I'll read. User CJ_31 writes 3 socks. Like yeah, like all the socks you buy in the store would become like it wouldn't be pairs, it'd be trios of socks. That's a good one. All right. Well, shit. What did I do with the agenda? I think I threw it away.
We are moving on to our last segment, Binge or Purge.
Oh, yeah.
And that is going to be a special edition of Only Murders in the Building Season 2 on Hulu. And this is going to be a fuck, marry, kill edition. But first, let's just talk a little bit about Season 2. Very similar in a lot of ways to Season 1. You know, it starts with an initial murder, and then I forget how many were there, like 10 episodes?
Yeah, 10.
You have 10 episodes, and usually each episode is a little bit from one character or another's perspective, where you're seeing maybe an aspect of the case or just from that viewpoint of the character. Is there anything you thought this season did better than the first one?
I think it just about every single episode this season threw you, like every single episode was a misdirect, or at least started a misdirect and ended with a cliffhanger that you just kind of like. So I was always like my head was completely spun the entire, like who the fuck's the killer, like the entire time. Whereas I think Season 1, not that I knew who was the killer, but I think I had a better sense of who it might be as the story progressed.
Yeah, I think arguably the main mystery was a little bit stronger in this one. But one of the things that I really missed is in the first, if you remember the first season, there were all these like little sub mysteries that you didn't know. It was all the characters were hiding
something,
things about, and you did not have quite as much of that.
Yeah. In
this season, which was disappointing, because I think ultimately the strength of both Season 1 and Season 2 was the cast of characters.
Yeah.
A lot of very colorful, interesting, fun characters.
I think Season 2 they did a much better job of giving not the 3 main characters, but the other cast, the side characters, giving them more depth. So they did a lot of focusing on like the gay, I think the gay dude has a bunch of cats, or the one cat, whatever, and then he ends up falling in love with this other dude, and it's just all the other shit that they did to the other characters made it really more enjoyable.
So on that note, Mondo, we're gonna play a very extended version of Fuck, marry, kill. For people
Mhm.
not familiar with this game, usually the way it works is you've got 3 people, and you've got to fuck one, you got to marry one, and you have to kill one.
Uh-huh.
So this is gonna get a little bit jumbled. Just bear with us. But in this version, wait, where did it go? In this version, we've got more options. There we go. We've got fuck, marry, kill,
Okay.
but also who do you want to be friends with? Friend, dinner. We could take or leave that one. That's always a question. It's like, if you could go to dinner with any historical figure or whatever, who would it be? Dad is who out of all the sort of older men in the show. Who do you want to be your dad? Because I actually realized, like, they actually are about the ages of our well, maybe not yours, but mine.
Okay.
Drinking buddy, business partner, wingman, and assistant. Like, who'd you want to be your personal assistant?
It's kind of hard, but let's try.
So first, let's start with the canon fuck, marry, kill ones. Who would you fuck, Mondo?
It has to be Selena Gomez's character. I'm not gonna say I want to fuck Steve Martin or
there-
Martin Short.
There are multiple women
Okay.
in the show.
Okay. There is only probably one other woman in the entire show that I could even consider fucking.
Oh, I mean, I actually this was the first one where. So I'll tell you my answer, but who's the other one you would consider?
The girlfriend in season 2.
I forget her name, but the art gallery director who
Yeah.
played Cara Delevingne.
Yeah, that one.
That was also not my answer.
Okay.
Mine was Bunny.
Shut the fuck up, you idiot. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't fuck Bunny. You're just trying to be funny.
No, I'm kidding. She's actually she's my Mary.
Okay.
I fucked up the sequence. Spoiler alert: Bunny was my Mary, and then I think you're right. I think the fuck is Selena Gomez.
Well, like I said, it has to be either between her or Cara, whatever the fuck her name is.
Yeah, Cara Delevingne. Not to say she's unattractive, but there was one scene where she was like standing sideways, and I was like, oh my god, we gotta get her a sandwich.
Yeah, she
just I'm not trying to like skinny shame, but she looked almost unhealthily thin.
she's just like a trashy hot to me, but not like hot.
Okay, moving on to Mary. My Mary was Bunny.
You would marry Bunny?
100%.
Huh.
Yeah, I put the cart before the horse on this one, because I thought this one out, right?
Uh-huh.
Because, and this is we're gonna assume this all starts at the beginning of the season. She had a really, really nice apartment, and she dies almost immediately. So she's so basically, yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to get married. We'll have our wedding night. Like it's take one for the team. But then I inherit, I'm assuming, this like really beautiful New York apartment. I think it's worth it.
Wait, that confused me. So then Bunny doesn't actually own the building. She's just like the superintendent, more or less?
Yeah, she's on the board of directors, so she was like running the building. So she doesn't own the whole building, but she owns the apartment though.
Got it. Still, there you're right. New York apartment's not cheap. My Mary would be, and I don't remember the character's name. I was trying to find her. The one that basically inherits the position of the superintendent, the Asian lady, the one that's pregnant and has a fucking baby.
Yeah,
kind of a bitch.
She was kind of a bitch. She was intelligent.
Yeah. What was her name?
She's pretty hot too.
Oh, here we go. The name, I think it was Nina Lynn. Is the character's name. The actress is Christine Coe. But yeah, she's kind of bitchy. But she's got that kind of like, she's trying to do well. Like she's looking out for the building kind of attitude. Like she's trying to when she's filling Bunny's roles, responsibilities, whatever. She takes to heart like all those little intricacies of like getting to know the staff, the ins and outs of the people. Like that's what I would say like a good wife. Like someone that's organized, that's going to remember that kind of shit, because I don't remember half the shit anyways. You know what I mean? Takes a little control. But yeah, you're kind of a cunt. Sorry.
But kind of in that like, I think anyone who has even a little bit of a, I don't know how to put it. It's like that little like submissive sort of fantasy, like have a woman just act a little bitchy to them, turns them on. Yeah, she'd be the obvious choice.
All right, who's your kill?
That's a tough one. Did you have an answer for that?
No. You know what? I think if I had to kill somebody, it would have to be just because he annoyed me. Is the fucking the Greek, the owner, the dad, the Greek
Nathan Lane's character.
Teddy Demas, yeah, the
Yes.
owner of the Greek restaurant. Because and they show a softer side of him in season 2 in a couple scenes. They give him like kind of a couple scenes where they make him like more likable, but outside of that, like there's a lot of shit he does that's just kind of like you're a dirty fucking asshole.
You know what, Mondo? You know who I think I'd have to kill? I have to kill, and I for a second I forgot she was even in this season. Amy Schumer was in this season.
Oh yeah, good call, good call.
I think I just have to kill
When
Amy Schumer.
can I change my vote? I would do the same because you know what I thought because she's only in the first episode I believe, right, or her second episode.
Yeah,
She's very early on.
I think she had like in two different episodes. She had brief cameos.
And I was like, fuck, I hope they don't make her a regular character. Please, please, please. I don't want to not like this show. If this bitch is on it, I'm not going to enjoy this. And thank God that she never came back after that, like that second little appearance. I was like, woo, phew.
Yeah.
Yes, you're right. I would do kill.
And
for that one.
the celebrity cameo in the first season was Sting.
Yeah, much better. Sting was much better.
They downgrade to Amy Schumer.
Big
and
time.
She takes his penthouse apartment. And in my world, my version of this, I'm marrying Bunny, so when she gets murdered, you know, this minor spoiler alert, Bunny is the main murder that they're trying to solve. I get Bunny's apartment, and then I obviously don't learn from anything in the show, and probably in my version, season 3 is them trying to figure out who killed Amy Schumer, and it was me because I wanted the penthouse apartment.
Yeah. Fuck, marry, kill, friend.
Yeah, who'd you want to be friends with?
Let me look at the cast of characters really quick. You know who I think would be a good like just friend is Will Putnam who plays Martin Short's son in it. He's like would you say he's like a mixed race gentleman?
Well, he's supposed to be,
Yeah,
because
but he just seemed like a cool dude, like a cool cat.
That is one of the sort of some mysteries in the show is like, who is his actual dad?
Yeah.
So he's definitely, he seemed cool, but I'm gonna cheat a little bit,
Okay.
because technically this counts. In the very last episode, there is one more cameo, and it sort of sets up season 3.
Why am I forgetting?
Paul Rudd.
Oh yeah. You're right.
He's not playing Paul Rudd.
No, he's playing some other.
But I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'm like, it's Paul Rudd. I want to be his friend.
Yeah, Paul Rudd is fuck. I hope he plays a bigger part in season 3 when they bring it back. He's fucking funny. Anything that motherfucker does is hilarious. I got a question for you. Can we reuse names or is that against the rules?
No, that's against the rules.
Ah, god damn it. Okay. All right. Okay, what's the next one?
Let's skip dinner and go right to dad.
Dad.
Who would you out of there are many older male characters.
100%.
Who would you want to be your dad?
100%. My answer would be excuse me, I have to burp. Have to be Martin Short's character because especially season 2. I know it's kind of funny. He's like a big fucking flamboyant crazy motherfucker. Doesn't shut the fuck up. Kind of selfish, but you can see in season 2 how he really feels. Because there's that question that goes up in the air: is he really my kid? Is he really not? He's like, I don't give a fuck, and he knows he's not really this dude's father. Spoiler alert! But he's still like, no, I gotta be this guy's dad. Without this guy, without this son, like, what am I? Like, it's just such an important thing. I think that's a good quality to have for like a father figure, like someone that's wants to be there for you and wants to see you succeed. He's setting him up for like. To become kind of in his footsteps, like a stage director of some kind in the theater and shit. So I think he'd be my dad.
Well, okay, so for me, it would have been Teddy Demas.
Really?
Because
that
guy's fucking devoted.
Yeah.
Like that guy would one well off financially.
Uh-huh.
That's a check in his box over Martin Short's character, and 2. That guy would both take a bullet and probably murder somebody to save his son.
Cover up your son's boo-boos.
Yeah. I mean, am I ever going to be possibly implicated in someone's murder? Probably not. But if I am, Teddy Demas is going to have my back.
Yeah. That's kind of cool.
Dad, there's a dead hooker in my hotel room. I don't know how it happened. Help.
He's
He's like, I'm ready for this.
yeah. He's like, I know. He's like, just call this number. It's like a wolf person. Anyway, drinking buddy.
Yeah, drinking buddy / like if you wanted to watch like UFC with somebody from this cast.
Oh, I know. Duh. Michael Rappaport.
I put that in there just for him.
Yeah, to me, he'd be just the perfect kind of like just fucking loud, Bill Burrish, almost just kind of funny, kind of crazy, kind of kooky.
Yeah, I love the fact that Michael Rappaport now has a whole career of just being Michael Rappaport.
Yeah,
like
pretty much.
They're like, Michael Rappaport, come on these sports talk shows and be Michael Rappaport.
Yeah, play yourself.
Come on, Only Murders in the Building, and you're going to be a Michael Rappaport-esque cop. Yeah, that guy. Have you ever heard him on podcasts?
No, but I know he's got that personality. Like he again, like you said, he's playing himself, so he's got that persona. Like, oh, you know what you're gonna get when you see this fucking guy.
Yeah, he was hilarious on. I remember remember the old Fighter and the Kid.
Mm-hmm.
That was when it was still listenable to me, and he was one of their best guests ever. And I thought he did a great job playing himself in this.
Yeah.
Not everybody can. So, and then business partner.
See, that's when I would choose Teddy Demas, because he's obviously very wealthy, well off. Like, you'd want someone that's pretty smart.
Well, so I think the most obvious, because there was a lot of sort of business dealings going on in this season. The business partners, you could be Teddy Demas,
Okay.
because he is like the restaurants and he has excellent dips apparently.
Mm-hmm.
There's Tina Fey's character, Cinda Canning, who's this like big podcast. I mean, Cinda Canning, Mondo, could take Degenerates Clubhouse to the next level.
But you know why I wouldn't choose her, though?
Why is that?
Because it's revealed in season 2.
Well, don't stop giving spoilers.
There you go.
Fucker. 3 would be a Cara Delevingne if you want to go down the artistic path.
and get no, I won't.
And 4, you just can't stop yourself now.
Yeah.
And 4 would be Martin Short, which I think it'd be a hell lot of fun. I don't know if that's the best investment, because it doesn't seem like that worked out well for Teddy Demas in season 1 when he went into business with Martin Short.
So who's your answer?
You know, Mondo,
You can't use Teddy Demas. I've already used them, and you can't reuse a character you've
No, I
already.
can't reuse one I've already used.
Okay.
And I already used him because he's going to be my dad. Therefore, it's gonna have to be Cinda Canning. We're gonna make it work. And here's the reason why I'm confident. 1, Degenerates Clubhouse, we're gonna get sponsored. We're gonna get on her podcast network. Gonna get her in studio. And if she tries to fuck us, Mondo, you know I'm not worried.
Why?
Teddy Demas has got her back.
All right.
Wingman.
Huh.
Yeah, this is tough. We already used Michael Rappaport.
You know what, dude? The gay guy, Howard Morris. He'd be a good wingman. Like, if you were a friend, if you were his friend and he went with you to a bar, he would talk you up to like the chicks, and he'd like get you laid for sure, I think.
There were 3 that I had in mind. It was because there's Theo Demas, who's probably a bad option because he's deaf and he can only communicate via ASL.
Uh-huh.
Probably not the best wingman.
Nope.
But I think Martin Short could be a good wingman as far as breaking the ice and just like,
Yeah, for sure.
like you need that one crazy friend who's just gonna bust a wedge in that social group.
He's a salesman. 100%. He's a salesman.
And he's also very non-threatening, where he's not going to scare the girls off. And I think despite getting a little bit older, getting a little bit rougher on the edges, still probably look pretty good next to Martin Lawrence.
Yeah.
Not Martin Lawrence.
Whoa.
That too. Martin Short. And I thought the third option was going to be Cara Delevingne.
As a wingman? Like
As
a
a wingman.
wing woman?
But here's my surprise answer, Mondo. I was gonna say Martin Short, but I think he needs all the attention. He's not. He would try to help you, and then he would just fuck it all up because he wants to be the center of attention at all times. So I forget the character's name, but the doorman.
Oh yeah.
That doorman was a bro.
Yeah, he was. He
and
was
he'd
cool.
totally hook you up. He'd be, he'd say, oh, that hot girl on, apartment, 12B needs this thing taken up to her. Why don't you just run that up? It's a special delivery of some some hot dog flavored popsicles. Why don't you go give her some wiener pops?
I feel bad that we don't have his fucking name.
Yeah, I see the actor's name, but I don't know the character's name. The actor is Teddy Kaluka.
Teddy Kaluka.
But yeah, he had a small part, but that character grew on me very quickly. I was like, oh, I like this guy.
I can't find him in IMDb.
I got excited for his promotion. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Mondo, your wifey is like looking out for him.
Hey, did you make your pick? You haven't made your pick.
I just did. I just said it. And now we're talking about it. The doorman.
Okay.
And the very last category we had was assistant. And I actually think, Mondo, for the fuck category, we did skip over two possibilities.
Who were?
So one was Cinda Canning's assistant.
Yeah, I guess you get. Yeah, okay.
They intentionally made her a little bit, mousy, but the crazier someone is, I've heard, the hotter they are in bed.
If you're gonna throw it,
so if that is true, then I forget what was her name, the oboe player, the murderer, Jan from season 1, I think has to be on the table.
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't want Jan as my assistant. She would be like when people have pet cats and the pet cat keeps like bringing them like dead mouses and dead birds. They're like, see, look what I'm did. I'm helping. It's like, no, Jan, stop killing people. But I think for assistants, shoot, now I can't remember. I'm trying to find a list of the characters, and the one I've got only says the actors. But I think for the assistants though, it would be Lucy, who,
she's a daughter.
She's Steve Martin's daughter figure.
Right.
Because she gets referenced a lot in season 1.
It was from a previous relationship.
Yeah, it was basically like Steve Martin was dating her mom, and Steve Martin and I keep saying Steve Martin, Charles Hayden Savage and Lucy get really close, and then he broke up with her mom, and I guess she went on to have a whole string of boyfriends, and Lucy still had a soft spot for Steve Martin. But she was pretty useful in this episode. She could teach me Gen Z slang. That'd be really helpful. She seems pretty tech savvy. So I think she's a possibility. Then Poppy White, Cinda Canning's assistant. I mean, that's her whole thing, right? She's such a good assistant. Seems like maybe she's got some undesirable baggage. I'm not trying to throw out too many spoilers. It seems like she's also an option. And then I'm trying to think. I feel like there would be one more good pick. Oh, the doorman's name was Lester. Oh, and here's the last one. This is my out of the people I'm nominating for assistants. There's a running gag in both seasons that they've got a fan group, and there's people following them around, and which is nice because they can do some kind of like meta commentary, which is funny. I mean, I'm trying to remember the exact line, but there was a part in this season where Cara Delevingne and Selena Gomez hook up. Ooh. And the fan group is like, it's like, oh, that's very progressive of them, and they're kind of like making fun of it a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is nice. It shows some self-awareness on the part. But like the diehard of that fan group was named Sam, and when it seems like the investigation's stalling, and the other people in the fan group are talking about jumping to other podcasts, he's like, fuck no, and then he actually goes in to try to help them. So I think those would be the most obvious choices for assistant. Do you have one?
Yeah, mine would be the detective, the black detective lady, Detective Williams.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because she's just on it, and she's always sending them little ways to help, and she's always got their back legally, and she won't cross the lines, but knows how to like slip them info and shit like that.
Detective Williams,
Yeah,
played by Divine Joy Randolph.
hook it up. That's my pick. No explanation necessary other than she's always got their backs, and she's always like I said, helping them kind of solve the murder from within with tidbits.
Do you think she'd be cool to be an assistant?
She's already helping them. She's to have her as
she's not in a like a subservient, like lower. She's kind of like running, in her own lane, doing her own thing.
Yeah, but that's all I want. Just get out of my way, take care of my shit. Let me know what's up. That's all I want.
Yeah, now I'm wishing I hadn't said Michael Rappaport because I'm like, man, I want someone who will plan evidence for me, like clear up some parking tickets. I mean, that'd be great. Okay, final pick. You know what? Despite the baggage, Mondo, I'm just gonna go with Poppy White.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a good assistant
She was
up
so
until she was doing some crazy shit.
She was almost too good of an assistant. I think that was the problem.
Yeah. Do you think she looks hotter when she cut her bangs or when she had her bangs?
Probably when she had them.
When she had her hair, yeah, I think she was a little more attractive when she had. When she cut it, she's like, "Oh, now you look like an evil." Now she looks like an evil assistant by by cutting your bangs. You know what I mean?
I mean, it would be funny. Like I'd have her filing paperwork to get the sewer line put into place, and then all of a sudden someone in like Green Mountain Water would end up dead.
Yeah,
it's like wait, what?
Yeah, but you got your shit taken care of.
Hey, sewer line got approved. Fancy that.
Whoopsie. That's a good choice.
So you know what? I'm just gonna take the good with the bad, Mondo. No one's perfect.
Yeah. She might kill you, but just try not to piss her off. Excuse me.
I think with just the very slightest amount of like positive reinforcement, we could turn her from a force of evil into a force for mostly good and a little bit evil.
We are about 55 minutes into the episode. I am going to California basically by the time this episode gets released, I will probably have been in California already. I should be in Cali like Thursday, and that being that I'm not back to Colorado till probably Tuesday, we won't be having an episode next week. Sorry to disappoint you guys in the degenerate land. Or for some of you guys, you're like, fucking thank God, one less piece of shit episode I got to listen to. Get a fucking week off. But anyway.
Guys, don't worry. I'm going to release the extended version of my Trump rant from earlier.
Yeah.
It's a full 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
And we're going to really get into the nitty gritty, the deep details. So like you have that to look forward to. Don't worry.
But is there anything else you wanted to bring up, add to the episode?
No, I feel like we accomplished a lot, Mondo. We are quickly approaching episode 100. And in a weird way, there's a part of me that's happy we're missing a week because it has been my goal to have an actual theme song for episode 100.
Cool.
And it gives me an extra week. I've been incredibly busy. Who knew having a part-time job, which is increasingly moving closer to full-time, trying to GC an entire construction build and then do a remodel on a travel trailer all at the same time would be so time-consuming.
Yeah, it's exhausting too.
Dude, I loaded and unloaded 60 sheets of 3 1/4 inch tongue groove plywood yesterday. I was a tired boy.
Yeah, I had a rough week as well. We had our open house at work yesterday, Friday, and it meant like Monday through Thursday was just like going everywhere. Like I probably saw 20, 30 people a day, which is like double, triple of what I usually make on a day. But just to hand out a bunch of flyers, invite people to the open house. And Friday was insane. We had our burgers and dogs and stuff for like the open house for the customers. And we did raffle stuff and all this shit. The big TV went out. But one of the bosses told me to get he's like, I want you to make some different food for us afterwards. So I made some tri-tip, some ribs, and some brats, and everyone enjoyed the the after grub. Everyone complimented my food again.
And just, just to close it off, the big achievement, big milestone, if you will, that I hit this week is now I'm the proud owner of a giant hole in the ground.
Yay.
They finished the excavation.
Yeah, I told Aaron to use it just Encino Man style. Fill it up with water. We'll have a party.
Well, I might as well let them put in the concrete, so at least because if they put in water, it would just get really muddy very quickly.
Isn't that what they do to Encino Man though? It's just movie magic, but I think they just fill it up with water.
Probably. But I'm gonna, you know what? Let's just go full swimming pool, Mondo.
Let's do it.
It's concrete swimming pool.
Yeah, and I'm also picking up a dog in California while I'm out. So basically, the next time you'll have a video of us, I'll have a little puppy.
So guys, lock your pets up. Don't leave them out in the yard while Mondo's out there.
Yeah, I needed one. I needed a companion in the apartment here and there. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. We will talk to you guys in a couple weeks. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you for watching. We love you guys. Have a good Labor Day weekend, and